Greg Gutfeld along with Kennedy, Harold Ford Jr., Jesse Waters, and she loves picnics because it's a chance to ride the ants. Dana Perino, this is a special edition of The Five. It's Memorial Day, the unofficial kickoff to summer. But before firing up the grill or hitting the beach, we can't forget what today is about. Honoring and saluting our military heroes who made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. We have a huge show ahead, so let's kick it off with your fan mail questions. Isn't that exciting? Yeah, it's so good to be here. All right, first question from Connie C. What was the biggest punishment you received as a kid? Kennedy, what about you? You were a precocious child.
Thank you, Greg.
Yes.
So my parents were Democrats. And when I was in high school, my senior year, I actually snuck to the Republican and
Rebel
in Seaside, and my mom worked for the phone company. So I told her I was at a friend's house, but I was really in Seaside, Oregon. And so she went to work and checked where the call came in from when I called her collect, because we didn't have cell phones back in the 1940s, Jesse. And that was the only time in my childhood I got grounded. My mom wasn't mad that I was gone. It was the fact that I went to the Republican convention.
Wow. Roseanne asks, if you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? This is so easy.
Yep.
Kennedy, what would you eat? I know that you're gluten intolerant.
Yes. Greg, I have celiac, and I would like to take this moment for a wonderful public service announcement to save your small intestine. It would probably be my mom's gluten-free chocolate chip cookies. Because now I got to butter up because I embarrassed her about the whole Republican thing.
Yes. Gluten-free chocolate chip cookies. What is the best book you ever read? This is from Nina. Kennedy?
Yes. Two, I love Jane Eyre. That's like one of the few books that I've read over and over again. But a book that absolutely changed the way I see the world was called An Essay on Man by Ernst Cassirer.
Oh, Ernst. How is he doing?
Not alive. Yeah.
I don't know. All right. This is from Dorothy. Dorothy T. What is one food you refuse to eat? Hey, Kennedy.
Hey.
What food do you refuse to eat?
There's only one. It's anything. I will eat anything. I've eaten the weirdest food. I don't think I should say this out loud, but I've eaten a body part from several different animals. I had something to eat, to drink in Zimbabwe that cannot be mentioned on a family program. So the only thing I would not eat is gluten, something containing gluten. That's it. Everything else on the table.
I'm going to go with lobster. You know, I don't like how they're treated.
Same.
You're not serious.
No, I've never had lobster in my life.
You've never eaten it on Jesse's croquet lawn.
Yes, that's true. Yes. All right. What's the dumbest thing you ever did as a kid, Kennedy?
It was skateboarding day at the MTV Beach House. I was still pretty young. I was barely 20, and I decided to drop in on a half pipe.
Wow.
And I got a concussion and had to go to the hospital in an ambulance.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were a wild little lady, weren't you?
It was wild.
It
The
was
rest of it
wild.
I can't remember because of the concussion.
What is the earliest childhood memory you can remember? Okay, Kennedy, do you have an earliest childhood memory?
Yes, I remember preschool very clearly. And the preschool was run by a German couple, and they would yell at us in German, and they hit this kid Tucker with the ruler, which where you grew up, that's probably like they should be high five for that, maybe win an award. But in Oregon with all the hippies, I went home and told my mom, and like the next week, none of us went to that preschool again.
That's amazing. Question from Facebook, and this is Noel M. What do you consider your biggest break in reaching this point in your career? Oh, Kennedy, that's a good one for you.
I was an intern at KROQ in Los Angeles, and Hector, the program director, almost every day. I was an unpaid intern. I was 18, and I was like, you should put me on the air. You should put me on the air, blah, blah, blah. And finally, he was like, stop talking. Okay, if you promise to never come into my office again, I will give you an audition. So he gave me a 2-night audition, and that's how I got started in broadcasting.
I love that. That's great.
I annoyed him into a job.
Facebook question from Kelly G. What is your least favorite part of show prep? Kennedy.
Well, it's fun because every show is different, and every show has a different way of putting their rundown together, and you have to use a different part of your brain for this show or Outnumbered or Gutfeld, and that's a great challenge. The thing I don't like is it takes all my time away from volunteering with the orphans.
Yes, I know. That is a very difficult thing. Work-life balance is not easy.
Yeah,
Greg?
but I'll help you out there.
Thank you.
Because I've got some orphans back home. So this is the last question of our Memorial Day special, and it's a very simple one from R.P. Butler 13. Oh, I guess there were 12 R.P. Butlers before him. Chicken or hamburger at a summer barbecue? Well, Kennedy, you have the diet issues. Why don't we go to you first?
I still love meat, Greg.
Yes.
If I had to choose between the two, I would still choose ribs.
I know Harold's answer.
What?
Barbecue? I love cheeseburgers and I love barbecue. I don't call it barbecue is what I call it.
What about you, Jesse?
I'm going to go hamburger.
Hamburger for sure.
I like a good burger, real flat one with an uncooked bun, the cheese not even melted. You just shove it in your face, and then you punch some kid. Get out of my way, kid. I'm eating a burger. All right. That's it for us. And this Memorial Day, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great night.
It looks like I'm a wreck. It's in the hole!